So I'm about to say something that's going to make a ton of Batman fans pissed at me. I think I enjoy Batman Beyond more than Batman the Animated Series. Hold on. I know you might think that's sacrilege to say, but I love Kevin Conroy as Batman. That's the voice I hear. Mark Hamill's the Joker. All those voices I hear when I read comics. But over the years, we've gotten so many versions of Batman. We have so many versions of Bruce Wayne as that character. We have versions of Dick as Batman, Damian as Batman. I'm sure there's Tim Drake's in there. And Jason Todd, I'm sure there's some Elseworld story where he's Batman. And I mean, you have Elseworld stories that take place in different times where it's still Bruce who becomes Batman. But Batman Beyond is unique in the fact that it's not Bruce. And it's not one of his sidekicks. It's a totally different person who happens to come into this world with Terry McGinnis. And I think it's just over the years, like I said, we've gotten so many versions of all these other characters, but Terry is still a unique one. I don't think we've gotten him in any other form other than Batman Beyond, whether that's the Batman Beyond comic book or the TV show or the movie, which I'm with a lot of people, but I still really want a Batman Beyond movie. Give me a live action Batman Beyond movie. I'm all for it. But I think part of the reason also that I love Batman Beyond, more than just that it's not Bruce Wayne behind the cowl, it's just, it's so cool. I mean, honestly, sure, there's the underbelly. There's always an underbelly to society and to Gotham. You know, it's the place where you don't want to go. Higher ups don't want to see it. You know, it's the world where you have splicing in Neo Gotham. But there's something about that future that just looks cool. I mean, the gadgets, the cars, the technology. And yeah, of course, with all that comes a lot more terrible things. And it would be nice if that part of society, we were guaranteed, nope, you'll get all the benefits and none of the negatives. But I can basically tell you, if that stuff comes to fruition, we're going to get the negative sides as well. But I love the character of Terry. I love how he's brought into this world. He finds this world. He has no intention of getting involved. Yes, one of his parents dies like Bruce's folks did, but he still has his mother, which I think is an interesting dynamic for Batman. And he has a younger brother who I think, again, is another great addition and idea to this Batman lore. And man, sometimes his kid brother, you really can get annoyed by him, but at the same time you're like, oh yeah, that's a kid brother, all right. Yep, I know what that's like, or at least I know the idea of what that's like. So those are great characters. Then you have his girlfriend, which of course right now my mind is forgetting what her name is. Lila, something like that, I think. Then you have his buddy Max, who comes into the fold. She's great. I mean, there's just so many great characters here, and how he gets pulled into the world of Batman, and his dedication to be like, no, I am going to do this. I am Batman. I mean, he says it at the end of the first episode, or the two-parter. He goes, I am Batman. And it's great. Terry he's a mix of a fun, witty character, but also one who's very serious, has a lot of issues. I think he's like Spider-Man, to be honest, and maybe that's why I love him so much. He's a mix of Spider-Man meets the Bruce Wayne Batman, because he's having fun doing these things, but yet he's still a teenager. And then, of course, you get Kevin Conroy coming back as Batman, old, gruff Batman. And it's an interesting version of the character. And yet you seem like he has lightened up a little bit. Then, of course, you got Ace, which is great. But getting back to the technology real quick. I mean, that Batsuit. I love the Batman Beyond Batsuit. The gliders with the wings, the jet propulsion boots, the automatic batarangs, which I think they look awesome. I like them more than the originals. The invisibility that it has. I mean, it kind of, again, going back to Spider-Man, it kind of has a Spider-Man Unlimited feel to it. I love the look of the Batmobile. I mean, that's cool. And when you get in just the reds and the blacks, I mean, they did such a good job, I think, animating this world, giving it life. The music, yes, it shows what time this show was made, but it's got a beat to it, and it fits in this world. And then, of course, you've got his villains. I love his villains. I think they're so cool. They're unique, yet they still, at times, come back to Terry. They still have that relationship to Terry in some degree. Not all of them. But I do like how they interact with him. I like their abilities. They're similar to the original characters, with one or two specifically being the original characters. But I like the uniqueness of these villains. They're so memorable. And the fact that we only got 3 seasons, and I think they were only about 12 episodes a season, really solidifies them to me. But it also is disappointing that we didn't get more, and we didn't get to see more of these characters. So speaking of the villains, I'm not going to go into depth with all of them, because I am planning on doing a ranking of the villains from the TV show, or at least the top 10, because there's some that appear briefly that it's like, oh, okay, I don't even remember who they are. But yeah, all that to say, I love Batman Beyond. I think it's one, if not the best Batman show. And to make it even better, when my wife and I were dating, I showed her the series. She had never seen it. She wasn't huge into Batman, and she's still not. But she loved Batman Beyond. She thought it was a great show. She really enjoyed it. So that's saying something. But with that being said, what are your thoughts about Batman Beyond? I think a lot of people will probably comment and say, yeah, you're wrong. Batman the Animated Series is always going to be the best no matter what. You know what? I can agree with that to a certain degree. But there's so much about Batman Beyond that I love. Or what is it about the show that you love? If you're one of those people that don't like it, what is it that you don't like? Whatever your thoughts, don't forget to comment down below and hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, read what you love, enjoy what you love, and let's all work for a better fandom. I'll see you next time. I'm Batman.